Let's go down to Rick Benjamin at the STP Pit Center with a guest.
Thanks, Ken. Really happy to see Brett Bodine here. Brett, we were concerned. We saw you on the pit wall. What happened?
Well, we come off the second turn over there behind Loyal, and we caught him to lap him, and I pulled out around him to pass him. He got real loose. We got the outside, went down into 3, and he just run into the back or the side of me. I don't know what it was. And I thought I was going to save it. And then the car, he hit me again, and it turned down around and hit driver's side first, and then it was a mess.
Shook you up a little, didn't it?
Yeah, I got the wind knocked out of me, and I just passed out for a second from a lack of air, I guess you might say. But I'm okay now, and I'd like to tell everybody back home up in New York, I'm all right.
You had a strong horse today. What do you think of these guys running up front? Who's got the best car right now?
Well, I'll tell you, I think it flip-flops. Every time they put another set of tires on, it looks like it flip-flops of who's got the best car. You know, right now, Sterling's looking awful good, chasing that extra $100,000. You know, he's going to try awful hard when they lay that kind of money on the line.
Among the 4 teams, you got a little additional help from NASCAR. Recently, Ricky Rudd's been awfully good today.
Yeah, he is. He's running real well, and, you know, I think he's probably about the only Ford that's got anything left for him. You know, early in the race, I thought I was going to be in good shape. I come off the second turn, or the 4th turn, I slapped the wall. It was my fault. It knocked the front end out of alignment. We just kept adjusting on the car, but we just never got it up to speed again. I appreciate you picking me last night for the win, but unfortunately, we let you down.
Well, I know you'll get one before the year's out. What's changed in your program? You've been running a lot better of late.
Well, you know, we had some team members leave, crew chief and shop foreman and some other key members, and Junior and I have kind of taken the program over, and we're going to work hard to get it back up to speed.
Good. As we watch Kenny Schrader make a move inside for second spot, getting by Bobby Labonte. Schrader has had some tough luck lately, losing part of a finger, part of his thumb, but he's been awfully tough today.
Yeah, his car is really good. Look how well he sticks right on the bottom. That's the key. You know, you don't want to push up down there in the middle with 3 and 4. The guy that can get through the center of that corner, get the throttle wide open the soonest, he's the guy that you don't have to outrun.
We saw a lot of wrecks yesterday in the Busch race where cars were getting together, air was being disturbed. It hasn't been quite so bad today, but what's changed here? This seems a lot different from past trips in Charlotte.
Well, you know, we are a little less rear spoiler, and that's less downforce on the back. The car's real comfortable by yourself. But like Ernie said earlier, when Hut Strickland was down inside of Dick Trickle, it looked like he had to crack the throttle because the car got light on him. And that's exactly what happens. The car gets light and moves over, so you need to check up when you're side by side because the air's just not getting to the spoiler.
Just have to use your head maybe a little.
Exactly, but you know, when this thing gets down to the end, these guys are going to start hanging it out more and more, and you're going to see more and more chances taken.
Getting inside the 100 lap to go mark here shortly. A lot of cars still with a chance to win this thing, and we watch another battle back there. Morgan Shepherd has been going pretty good today with Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, look at the draft work there. Michael got sucked right up with those 2 cars running side by side. He was able to make up a tremendous amount of ground down the straightaway. The draft is playing a big part in how fast you can get down the straightaway.
Well, we're watching these cars draft a little bit further back. Hut Strickland running in 8th spot. That's a car you spent an awful lot of time in, and they've started to get fast already.
Well, you know, Hut come and help that program, and that's a great car he's got right there. That car was leading the race late in the race last fall. We just made a bad pit call and knocked ourselves back to a 6th place finish, but that car is real capable, and Hut is also.
This is a great battle that's taking shape here down the main straightaway as we watch Morgan Shepherd lead Michael Waltrip and Hut Strickland. Derek Cope hanging right in there. And Jimmy Hensley, I think, has to get a call today. They're a lap down, but since he took over from DW, they've been running very well. We take a ride here with Ted Musgrave in the Family Channel Ford as he moves up behind the Ricky Craven car down the back chute into turn 3. Is it special to run here at Charlotte Motor Speedway at night under the lights?
Oh, it is. It's really nice, and you know, the crowd really enjoys the night racing, and you know, it puts us on primetime TV with you folks, and you know, it just expands our audience.
We love having it on primetime television too as we watch Musgrave try to make his way to the front of the pack. Is this going to be a battle as we get down to the last 100 laps between those front 4 or 5, or is there anybody back there who might have something?
No, I think it's kind of sorted itself out. The only guy that might get himself back up in there is Mark Martin. You know, he's kind of hanging around in between the 2 packs, and I think he's capable of getting up to the front as we ride with him off the 4th turn. His car looks awfully good, you know, and Mark's a savvy driver. He's probably saving something for the end.
He's very smooth, hardly moving the wheel at all. Now, that would mean he's handling pretty well on that main.
Yeah, he is. He turns it, right now he's turning it down into the 1st turn and going through the middle of 1 and 2, and he'll start releasing up on the wheel as he comes off the 2nd turn up on the back straightaway.
And we understand that it looks like the car of Robert Presley is going to take a black flag from NASCAR. Some car laying down some smoke on the racetrack. We take a look on the backstretch as we watch Bobby Hamilton and Rick Mast and Joe Nemechek pound down into turn 3. Hamilton's been tough today, and Rick Mast is running in the top 15.
Yeah, that's the group of cars I was running with most of the time. If we could have just ever got the front end worked out, I think we could have worked ourselves back up through there a little bit better. But, you know, driver error early in the race cost us to fall back in the field.
Well, that'll happen every once in a while. It doesn't happen with you very often. We're happy to have you here and happy to hear you tell us that as well. Bobby Hamilton leading this pack of cars down the back straightaway. And Ken Squire, this is going to be quite a shootout as we ride down into 3 with Mr. Hamilton.
Yeah, it sure is. Bobby Hamilton up in the 13th position, still holding that lead lap. 287 complete, 430 miles. You heard Brett Bodine allude to that $100,000 bonus. Both Sterling Marlin and Mark Martin are eligible because Sterling won at Daytona, Mark Martin at Talladega. If one of them wins here, all they've got to do to pay it off to get an extra $1 million. A win here is worth $100,000, but the $1 million if they can win on Labor Day at Darlington. So it's a lot at stake for both Sterling Marlin and Mark Martin here this evening.
And that's where Sterling Marlin's one of his wins has come. It wasn't the one that gave the bonus. But boy, here we got a good battle. This is almost just like what happened in the Winston. You know, Dale Earnhardt, I thought he was going to make it 3 wide, getting into turn 3.
That's for the lead. And Sterling Marlin getting tapped, had to pick it up.
No, he never got tapped. He was just real close.
Just air?
He drove in there so close, he took all the air off the back of that 4 car, and he had to go.
So Schrader has the lead, and now it is Dale Earnhardt in second, and Bobby Labonte comes to third, and here comes Earnhardt after Schrader.
I'm telling you, you know, Dale Earnhardt's he's the most savvy race car driver we have right now, and he knows more about what goes on with aerodynamics, chassis-wise and stuff. And this is what he's doing, and he's gonna probably take the lead in a little while. But Schrader ain't gonna give up. There he goes.
How close do you have to get to pull that off on somebody where they really have to reach for it to get it back?
It all close. Well, you hear Schrader did it. See,
Schrader done it right back to him.
Yeah, see, Schrader learned. But he ain't going to give up. You watch, Earnhardt's going to turn left on him right now. There he goes.
Why they do that?
Oh, you know me, Richard. I'd never do that.
Yeah, but it looked like he'd learned. You know what I mean? After 2 or 3 times, you said, wait a minute, guys, I got to do something different.
Yeah, you know why? Because all them people were just, you know, shaking their fist and going happy, and that's what Winston Cup racing is about.
I've seen a couple of deals like that. What happened is you go in there like that, and then the fellow that didn't go on in hard and didn't go high, he lets off, and this cat turns and just runs right in the back of him and knocks both of you out. So maybe it's safer to go on and get out of the way.
Yeah, it is.
Here's Bobby Labonte ready to try Earnhardt.
And there's Bobby going to try to do the same thing to Earnhardt that he's been doing to everybody else. Oh, he got him loose straight away.
Yep.
He hit him that time because it wasn't just an arrow deal.
And probably arrow to begin with when he moved, and then he probably hit him.
Yeah.
This with 100 laps to go. We've still got a total of 14 cars. Wow.
Bobby got him real good that time.
Big time.
I don't think that was a meant deal, but it did happen.
Schrader pops back into second. Terry Labonte down the inside with her. You'd think there were 3 laps to go out here.
I tell you, you know why these guys are racing like this? Because second place is the first loser. And that's why they're racing like this.
But the only one they remember for second place is 100 laps down the road.
It doesn't matter. You know, I don't think I would have wanted to be Bobby Labonte and done that to Dale Earnhardt and have to race with him the rest of the day, because he ain't going to forget that.
From the 25 back by.
Is that right, Richard?
Oh, yeah.
He ain't going to forget it, is he?
But these race car drivers are smart enough that they they remember everything. I mean, if it was last week or last month or 10 years ago, they remember so-and-so hit them going in the first corner, Daytona or whatever. They don't forget, man.
That's it.
You're saying that payback time still exists?
You know, I'm not so sure it's a payback deal, but, you know, you're not going to cut the guy a little bit of slack when you could.
Let's take a look and replay at that incident just a moment ago. Now there's the 18, Bobby Labonte, tucked right in behind Earnhardt.
Earnhardt got a little bit loose right there, and Bobby come up on him. Bobby just miscalculated how close he was to him. I don't think he just did it on purpose. But
yeah, but the 3 didn't go out any either. He come down too, so it was just that combination. You know?
Here's Dick Berger.
Well, Richard Childress, you watched that move on TV. What you think?
Well, you know, he had him sideways on the straightaway, then he turned him sideways on the backstretch. I can see a guy revving you in the corner, but getting you on the straightaway, you know, maybe you can't see over the steering wheel. I don't know.
Randy Pemberton.
Well, Bobby Labonte radioed into his crew chief, Jimmy Mankar, and said, guys, I didn't mean to do it. I barely bumped him, but I think it really comes down to what you were saying, Ernie. It is the draft, and you can suck up on a guy real quick here.
He backed out down the straightaway and let him go.
I tell you,
right.
I remember something. Maybe he couldn't see him. The lights aren't very good here in Charlotte. I mean, kind of remember what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you. I know where you're coming from, buddy.
You really think you're going to get back out there, don't you, Ernie? For sure.
I'm ready to get back out there.
Doesn't need to make any enemies while he's doing this.
No, I'd like to be swapping some paint.
Well, here's Earnhardt ready to swap some right now with Schrader, the leader.
Earnhardt's come back. You know, he just got a little bit loose there. Swapped a little paint. Now he's ready to go back racing.
14 cars remaining in the lead lap, and there's a lot more paint swapping to be done before this one's over. Stay with us. Particular picture of the mile-and-a-half Charlotte Motor Speedway. Humidity out there tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. But so far we've been blessed. Rained all morning here, rained up into the afternoon. Look at the smoke. It continues to follow the number 6 of Mark Martin. Harbinger of bad things to come for Mark, who still stays up in this race in 6th spot. We're trying to get an updated story from the pits as to what's happened to the Valvoline car.
You just see it now. You just see a little bit of the smoke now. You know, he had the problem too in Winston. He had like a burnt piston is what the problem was. I'm not saying that that's what the problem is now, but that's kind of what it looked like too.
Sure getting worse at the moment.
Yeah.
But he's hanging tough. Mark Martin in number 6. Let's go back up front a moment. With lap 322. There is Schrader. What a great race he is having. 88 and 89. You know, he's 7th pole here for this event previously, but he's never tasted victory in this one. And it's been, what, 118, 119 races since he has had a win?
119, I think.
Right now, it's all his way. Schrader stays first. Terry Labonte second. Bobby Labonte third. Earnhardt is in 4th. Rudd is 5th. Mark Martin 6th. Michael Waltrip 7th. Then Sterling Marlin, Lake Speed, Hut Strickland 10th. And Ricky Craven is in 11th. There's Bobby Labonte. And the Labonte brothers are now 2 and 3 on the race record. I can't ever remember a race where they've swapped the lead so much and been usually, all of you folks, you know, I think you're told to kind of bridle it a little because it is 600 miles. None of that here.
We're going to black flag the number 6 car.
Oh, man.
I guess he's smoking pretty bad, you know. Man, real bad now.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah, that's terminal 2 there, buddy.
Pretty blowed up.
That's
there.
not a leak.
Nah, more than a leak.
In his 12th start, Mark Martin trying to win this one. Keeps getting away from him. And how about this? There's...
Oh.
Ooh, a little close, huh? Bobby Hamilton in that 43 car remaining in 12th position, and Rick Mast in number 1, and they're just as racy on the tail end of the lead lap as they are up in front.
Why does he keep racing with that car? Look like he just go on by and go on.
Richard, you need to have your radio. You need to tell him that.
Yeah, that's what they used to tell me, and I said, hey, man, this is it, you know.
Mark's car left the pits right now, and it was really smoking.
Yeah, he's gone back out again, and there's a tremendous plume of smoke as it stays on the bottom of the racetrack and comes up to speed.
I'd say he'd be back in here in a little bit.
From the STP onboard camera. Coming around Mark Martin's car, and he stays down to the bottom of the track.
Go on.
He heard
I'm helping him. Yeah,
I'm telling you, they listen to us up here.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he's got that little TV monitor in his hand out there. So
Well, that's why he's watching the TV monitor.
Yeah,
the race.
Yeah, sure.
Wait a minute here, guys.
Probably
I know we're good, but I don't know we're that good.
You should have come to him earlier so you could have done a little more coaching. You could have picked up 3 or 4 more spots, Richard.
They'll get him going here. They get close to the end of the race, or they'll crank him up. He's pretty good for the end of the race.